Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Now, let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move here in Europe. I'm Caroline Hepke, and I'm joined by Bloomberg's Markets Today editor, Sam Unstead. Sam, let's start with oil, a key part of the Middle East story today. How is Shell faring and other stocks attached to the oil market?
Yeah, so I think this is probably the main mechanism through which all of this concern and the geopolitical concern is feeding into markets. But, so oil prices up at the moment, on my screens at about 9% for Brent crude. Oil stocks aren't quite rising that much, so they're all up. The Stock 600 Energy Index is at a new record high. It has been heading in that direction pretty consistently over the course of the last year or so, and certainly since the kind of tariff chaos last year. But the key question, not only for oil stocks, but I suppose for broader markets as well, is how long this goes on for, how sustained it is. But right now, you're seeing a kind of knee-jerk pricing in of a much higher oil price in the short term.
Yeah, absolutely. US oil prices also surging 8% for WTI crude, and natural gas prices in Europe and the UK really seeing a big jump in natural gas prices in the UK up almost 30%. Defence stocks, though, more broadly have gained, of course, on the concerns about ongoing conflict. Tell me which stocks have gained on that.
Yeah, again, pretty much all of them. And another, it's fairly predictable move. BAE Systems, for example, up as much as I think 8% earlier on today. Some of those gains have paired a little bit, but again, very strong performance there. And effectively by defense companies becoming kind of defensive stocks when things like this happen. There's a very clear runway for out of the outlook for them for spending from governments around the world. And this only kind of strengthens that case.
Lastly, travel stocks. There have been flight cancellations, very widespread, broad flight cancellations in the Middle East, obviously. What does that mean for the likes of IAG and the other travel and tourism stocks?
Yeah, so this is the flip side, really, of the story we were just talking about, particularly when it comes to oil. So you got the combination of oil going up. So there's, again, a kind of knee-jerk reaction to the potential that fuel costs are going to go up quite significantly for airlines. But probably more significant is what you just mentioned, Caroline. Yeah, not just, flight shutdowns and operations being shut down, but in an extremely important part of the global airline industry, particularly from Dubai and the UAE, extremely important place for, a sort of super connector hub for the airline industry. So it's crippling for the whole industry. And again, the question will be, how long does this go on for? How sustained is this before you can really start to understand how much of a financial hit these companies are going to take?
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.